Imagine this. The car standing in front of you has a Toyota logo. Its engineering and quality carry Toyota's stamp. But the most important thing powering it, the battery, comes from BYD. Yes, the same BYD that is now one of Toyota's biggest Chinese competitors. The question is, why did Toyota, the company that taught the world the meaning of manufacturing and reliability, need technology from its rival? This car is called the Toyota-BZ3, and it was developed especially for China. To build it, Toyota and BYD created a joint venture called BYD, Toyota EV Technology, while Toyota also became part of its production and sales structure. More than 100 Toyota engineers worked with BYD's team on battery integration, cooling, safety, and quality. The most interesting part is that Toyota did not turn to BYD just to build today's EV. This deal may have given Toyota the time it needed to develop the battery it hopes could challenge BYD tomorrow. So, what is Toyota's real strategy? Why is BYD's battery so special? And how could solid-state technology change this entire race? Before we move ahead in the video, subscribe to the channel so you can watch videos like this first. To properly understand the BZ3 story, we need to go back a little because Toyota was never chasing EVs in the same way as other car companies. While Tesla and other companies were talking about a fully electric future, Toyota was taking a slightly different path. The biggest name behind this strategy was A.O. Toyoda, who comes from the next generation of Toyota's founding family and led the company for many years. A.O. Toyoda believed that the whole world could not switch to battery electric cars at the same time. Charging networks are not the same in every country. Electricity is produced in different ways, and people's needs are also different. So instead of betting everything only on EVs, Toyota adopted a multi-pathway strategy. This meant the company continued working on hybrids, battery EVs, hydrogen, and cleaner combustion technologies at the same time. Toyota also had a strong reason behind this approach. The company was already far ahead in hybrid technology. The Prius gave hybrid cars worldwide recognition, and after that, Toyota sold tens of millions of hybrid vehicles. That is why the company believed the combination of a petrol engine and electric motor could continue to work for people for a long time. In 2024, A.O. Toyoda even said that in his estimate, pure battery EVs might reach only around 30% of the global car market. He believed hybrids, hydrogen, and other technologies would still be needed for the rest of the market. But from the outside, this strategy looked very different. While other major companies were rapidly investing money in EV factories, batteries, and new electric models, questions started being raised about Toyota. Several environmental groups criticized the company's slow BEV transition. Some shareholders also questioned whether Toyota was falling behind in the race toward an electric future. Gradually, people started getting the impression that one of the world's biggest and most experienced car companies might be underestimating the speed of the EV transition. But the story was not that simple. Toyota's strategy may not have been wrong for the entire world. The problem was that one market was changing much faster than Toyota had planned: China. And that is where Toyota faced a challenge that eventually pushed it to work with one of its biggest rivals, BYD. China changed Toyota's entire calculation in just 4 years. The real problem for Toyota's strategy began when China's car market started changing much faster than expected. In 2020, electric and plug-in hybrid cars in China, known there as new energy vehicles or NEVs, were still a small part of the overall market. At that time, it could seem that petrol cars would continue dominating the market for many more years. But over the next few years, the picture changed very quickly. Every year, more people started buying electric and plug-in hybrid cars. By 2023, NEVs had reached around 35% of China's passenger car market, with sales reaching a scale of about 7.7 million vehicles. After that, the shift became even faster. In some months, electric and plug-in hybrids were seen crossing more than 50% of new car sales. In other words, the change that was expected to happen slowly was already happening in China within just a few years. And government policies were not the only reason. Chinese electric cars themselves were improving quickly. They were offering new technology, bigger screens, connected features, and better battery systems. At the same time, Many models were priced at the same level as comparable gasoline cars or even lower. So, for an average buyer, choosing an EV was no longer just about the environment. In many cases, it was simply becoming a better deal in terms of money and features. This is where Toyota's challenge became bigger. Toyota had spent decades building its identity around reliability, efficiency, value, and sensible buying. If a buyer wanted a car that was reliable, did not cost too much to run, and could last for years, Toyota was often high on the list. But now Chinese brands were starting to offer those same qualities with more technology and competitive prices. And one of the fastest growing names among them was BYD. In March 2022, BYD made a major decision. The company stopped producing pure gasoline and diesel vehicles. From then on, its entire focus was on battery electric cars and plug-in hybrids. This was not just an announcement. BYD rapidly increased production, and its share of China's NEV market reached around 1/3. Now Toyota's problem was clear. China is the world's largest auto market. Falling behind here did not simply mean selling a few thousand fewer cars. If Chinese customers were rapidly moving toward EVs, and Toyota did not have competitive electric models to offer them, the company could lose a major share of an extremely important market. But there was another problem. Building a good EV is not just about removing the petrol engine and installing an electric motor. One of the most difficult and expensive parts is developing a battery that is affordable, safe, long-lasting, and can also be produced at a large scale for millions of cars. Developing such technology from zero can take years. And the shift in China was happening so quickly that Toyota did not have that much time to wait. Toyota was short on exactly what BYD had in abundance ready to use EV battery technology. And the reason behind this was interesting, because BYD's story did not begin with cars, it began with batteries. Now the question is, why did Toyota choose BYD? To understand the answer, we have to go back to BYD's beginning, because even though BYD is now counted among the world's major car companies, it did not start by making cars. BYD was founded in 1995 as a battery company. They had to make batteries one of the most important parts of their cars. BYD took the opposite path. It first learned how to make batteries, and then started building electric cars around that technology. The biggest result of this approach came in 2020, when BYD introduced its Blade Battery. The Blade Battery used LFP, or lithium iron phosphate chemistry. At the time, many electric cars depended on battery chemistries that used materials like nickel and cobalt. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, because we keep bringing you new EV technologies and major updates from the auto industry.